Soil amendments are added to your soil to improve its ability to have a better environment for your plant's root growth. Essentially, what you are doing is restructuring your soil by adding some amendments that your soil is lacking in. Picking the amendments for your garden is contingent on the soil that you already have. So one of the first things that you should do when deciding what soil amendments you should use is testing your soil. You can either buy your own soil testing kit and do it yourself, or pay to send it to your local agricultural extension agency where they can do a thorough full test on your soil and tell you exactly what it is that's in your soil. After you're done testing your soil, you can see what amendments that you do need for your soil. The tests are going to tell you what your soil is lacking in, whether it be nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. It will let you know. Also keep in mind that determining on what stage of your grow that you're in and what it is that you are growing, you want to pick amendments that accommodate your grow. A very light, fluffy amendment for your soil is peat. Peat comes from a bog. Peat is created when moss grows on top of a bog and decomposes and decays into peat. So essentially peat is decomposed moss that was created in a bog. Another good aerated amendment is green sand. It does have a whole spectrum of trace minerals and phosphorus as well as magnesium. The green sand will also help you hold a lot of water, and it'll help break up dense clay soil. A 50-pound bag can cost anywhere between $38 to $75, or you can get a 7.5-pound bag for either $8 or $12. It particularly holds a lot of iron and potassium. Another great amendment, but a stinky one, could be animal manure. But you do want to make sure that it's very well composted, because if it's not composed very well or for a long time, it's gonna smell really bad. And composed animal manure is pretty much just like dirt. It's not really that smelly, and you can use it a lot easier than using straight up poop. And it's very versatile and can be used in many different ways to help your soil. You can even try to use some bone meal. This is another organic fertilizer. Bone meal is essentially bones that has been pulverized into a powder. It is a good source of calcium as well as adding potassium and phosphorus. It is a slow releasing fertilizer that is soluble in water, and it has to be broken down by soil light, as the soil light will break down the bone meal and will slowly be turned into soluble fertilizer that can be used by your plants. You can also use fish emulsion, which is a very stinky solution. There are two kinds of fish fertilizers. There is an emulsion and a hydrolysate. If you are using fish fertilizer, then make sure that you mix it outside of your house, because it is very smelly and you will stink up your house. The emulsion is made out of parts of the fish that is left over, like the guts and the fish heads. They're cooked in high temperatures, and then they'd be filtered and stabilized with sulfuric acid. But the better of the options for the fish fertilizer is the hydrolysate. This fertilizer is made from the entire fish. These are fish that were caught on accident. Like if people were fishing for a ton of salmon and then in their net they accidentally caught a bunch of marlin or some random other fish, those are the fish that they use for this fertilizer. They take those fish and digest them in cold temperatures with enzymes and stabilize them with sulfuric acid. This fertilizer will keep its proteins and oils from the fish, making it the higher quality fish fertilizer. But if you don't want to be using fish for your garden, then another good option is bat guano, or bat poop. The guano is mined from caves of bats. It is a fast-acting fertilizer. One of the best ways to use bat guano is by making compost tea out of it. And if you want to see how to make compost tea, then you can go in the description where I made a video where you can see how to steep your compost tea and how to brew your compost tea. Another good soil amendment for your garden is alfalfa meal. You can buy little pellets that you can sprinkle throughout your garden, or you can get it already broken up. But if you get the little pellets, then you want to put them in your soil about 4 weeks before you even plant any of your seeds. And you want to make sure that you break it up and water it down, so that way mice and other little rodents don't go and eat them. Or you could buy alfalfa meal that's already ground up, and the cost is pretty much the same, so your pick. All of these soil amendments are great and will help your garden, but an easier and faster way to get better results, and a vegan way, is to use our starter kit. I'll leave a link down below in the description where you guys can go check it out. It essentially does all the things that you need from your soil amendments and a lot more. If you know something that I didn't cover in this video, then leave it in the comments down below, and make sure that you subscribe, because we are well on our way to 1 million subscribers. We need to hit a quick milestone of at least 50 first, so we almost there. And ring that notification bell so you can see every week when we come out with new videos. And I love you. I will see you guys next week. Bye.